What's going on? What's going on, everybody? I go by the name of Kevin Jaxon. It's another episode of the Kevolution. I got in the building for the first time. I want to call him RT so bad because that was the artist's name. But there's been a change in this man's life, and he's no longer RT.
I'm still RT. I'm still RT.
Look, I'm gonna call him now by the actor name, Mr. Roger Tyler.
Thank you.
How you doing, man?
Man, I feel good.
You said you was gonna come through here.
Yeah, I got stuff to talk about, man. It's a journey, bro. Like, it's a journey being out here and doing the things that I do in this scene, man, and trying to bring the acting side of things out into the land of RVA, Richmond, Virginia, the area that we frequent all the time, and just trying to make another outlet for myself.
Man, it seemed like it came out of nowhere because, like, when I saw the footage of you, like, rehearsing lines and stuff, I was like, wait a minute, so is he going to do both? Because I knew at that time you had just not too long came off of time.
Mm-hmm.
So to see you doing that, I'm thinking, okay, he going for 2 checks. But it kind of seems like you, I don't want to say abandoned the music, you just shifted directions. So why the change and why at that time?
Well, acting has always been something I've honestly been doing my whole life in some type of capacity, where there was, like, when I was little, I'd be in plays or something like that, or just doing stuff with radio television. I did that for 2 years in high school, so I got a certificate in that. So I've always had the bug,
the itch
in that. Mm-hmm. But I guess it just stuck with rapping because in the early 2000s, that's what everybody was doing. Everybody was on the Jay-Z bandwagon and all that stuff. So we all were trying to be rappers at the time.
All of us.
And I tried.
No, but you was good at it, though. I guess that's what caught me off guard, because you was one of the few that was actually good at it. So I just didn't know.
I appreciate that.
What was it was it a certain moment? Like, what was it that made you officially make the switch away from music?
I guess I got bored because I was doing so much with music, and don't get it twisted, acting is kind of a part off of the hip hop thing, because a lot of these rappers are actors, no pun intended.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like it's just like breakdancing. It's just like DJing. It's something that is still embedded in hip hop, because I learned this from Will Smith, from the Ice-T's, from the LL Cool J's,
from the Queen Latifah.
Like, people like that were still in the hip hop game, but they transitioned into acting.
Right.
And yeah, it's fun to do. I love rap. I always love everything I do. Shout outs to the New Juice crew. Shout outs to everybody I've ever worked with. Beatbox Entertainment, that's my squad. Still to this day, even though there's no rappers, we still go by BBE. But
man, you took it back there.
Yeah, man. You Cubed. I just posted a video the other day. You see, Kevin, Emphasis, and Intellect / Ross Skrilla came up with a team called U Cubed, and we did that thing for a while.
Those are the good old days.
Those are the good old days, man. Like,
the Grape Cloth days.
It's all Grape Cloth. That's actually Grape Cloth was earlier than that. Yeah, Grape Cloth was like 2010, 2011, but it's just like I saw the transition point come, man, because with hip hop, it just became to the point where I've done the team thing. I've done the blogging. I've done the being the background person for Black Liquid. I've done the teaching in schools. I've done a lot of things with it, but I guess I never really pushed into acting. And little do people know, I was starting to do my first film right before I met everybody in the scene.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I thought all this came completely after the music.
Funny thing is, I was about to work on a project called "It's Better to a Love Than Lost and Never to a Loved at All," because I was going through a very bad heartbreak at the time, because I was liking this girl and she broke my heart.
Do we know this girl?
Nah,
this ain't nobody, the one. This ain't the one.
This ain't one nobody knows. This is a girl named Molly. If she's listening to this, blonde haired girl Molly, I fell for, and just didn't work out.
She know you feel this way.
She probably does. I saw her one time in Wawa, and she acted like I wasn't who I was, so she just curved me. This was a long time ago, though, so I ain't tripping over her slinky ass. But it's still like, man, it hurt. So I wrote a whole project behind it, and I was like, man, I just wrote a project behind heartbreak.
Was that the first project, or was...
This was right before Known Unknown, so I never finished it. It's just recorded. And I still have it. I just never put it out. Actually, I'm lying. one of the songs made it onto Time.
Which one?
Whatnot. That was actually like a little skit that was on the project, but I just shifted it and put that in Time because it fit better with that. So I did have a project like that back then.
That's the track you did with Gigi.
No.
Was that
no.
that was the recording? Because I remember you recorded a skit.
It was
that with her?
That was something I did with Gigi, but it wasn't Gigi. No, Gigi. That's the homie. This was just like, it was a part where I was getting in the car with my mom and we turn on the radio, then this song plays and then goes off. That was on Time. That was supposed to go on that project, but that project was actually supposed to be a short film. Never got to finish it because I got involved with the Juice Crew and Black Liquid and everybody. So I was like, oh, this is different, and just started going full throttle with rapping.
Okay.
Then I tried it again with Time. I tried to make a little mini like film off of X.
Time.
Our song X.
Look, Time is legit, man. Like genius went into Time. Like seriously. I remember you had the action figure.
Yep.
You had the watches. Yep. Like the promo that you put into that project. I know we're kind of shifting from the acting, but I know we're gonna get back into that. But I guess we're kind of like going in like the order of how you did shit.
We got nothing but time.
No pun intended. But the promo and the marketing behind that was something nobody was doing. Mm-hmm. Everybody else was just putting out records and like coming soon, whatever album they was putting out, look out for this date.
Yeah. Whereas
you actually had accessories to the album. So like, what was the concept behind that? Because I know it just couldn't have been Time. I'm gonna just do this, and this. I'm sure there had to have been some type of thought that went into that.
To make it even funnier, the album came out on February 29th, 2016. There's only another February 29th in 2020, which I'm kind of mad I missed that date to do something for that. But I was just like, I was already heavy into acting by then. So for me to bring that back from the dead would just been kind of asinine. It would just been like, man, why do that? Like, you already had this going on. But the concept behind it all, man, was just like, I wanted to go out. I knew this was probably going to be the turning point of things because I felt it. Something felt different. Like
when you say turning point, you mean like as far as a shift away from music or a shift into another level with it?
Another level of something. Because at that time in life, I had a new job by then. I was feeling myself a lot more. I was transitioning from where I was at in life. I was working at a hotel for 13 years to working at Capital One. Yeah, so I was I just started Capital One. I'm fresh. I'm like, yo, I got money now. Let's do a project. So then I got up with this guy named Jono Chavez. And he helped me kind of come up with the ideas behind the project. Like, what do you want to do with this? He actually held a little like branding session with me for like a week.
Was this before or after you recorded everything?
This is before Time. Some of the songs were already recorded. Like a good 5 to 6 songs from Time were already recorded well before the project was even thought of. Those were kind of throwaways. And I look back at myself and kind of kick myself like, man, I wish I could have put more into that project. As much as everybody loves it, I just wish I could have like.
What more could you put into it?
It really wasn't too much. I guess it's just me being my own critical person. It's just like, I really wish I could have put something more into it. I don't know what it is. I wish I could have, because at the time I came out too, it was also the switch between the CDs to now everything's
streams,
digital, big time. Because I was selling hard copies, and I don't remember anybody after that period selling hard copies like that.
Nah.
And that was a big thing from when we started. Was like hard copies, CDs, dropping CDs. You got a CD? You got a CD? And now it's like, what website can I look?
Can
up?
You get it from?
Can I get it?
Are you on iTunes?
Are
you on Spotify?
Yeah. Yep. That's what matters now. So I'm kind of glad I did do the transition, but at the same time, I wish I had more for that. Like I wish I did put it on Spotify and stuff.
It's never too late.
It's not, but for me to do that in the position I am now would be just like I said, it'd be kind of a backward step a little bit. Like, all right, I'm going to promote this old project from 5 years ago when I had this brand new film coming out next month. So it's kind of like, dang, man, it's not really worth it. But the big reason to transition into is you said I was the bag. There's no bags in hip hop. There was no bags.
None.
There was no bags. I probably made, in the whole time I've been doing hip hop, I made that off of one acting gig.
And I mean, not only that, you talking about an era where most of the money that you made was off selling CDs. So you
Yeah.
know between $5 and $10 a CD, whereas with streaming, like you might what is it like a tenth of a penny per stream or something
Yeah.
like that.
You getting 1,000 streams and only getting like a couple $100 for that. Like a couple thousand, close to $1 million, you getting like $1,500. Like,
It hurts.
That
man.
is pitiful. Like I
It
could
hurts.
I could never want to do that again. And not even knocking anybody that still does music. It's just if I was to do it, it would have to be like, all right, now I'm doing this just for fun.
Mhm.
Because doing it full time for me, it kind of hurt. Like I put so much, and you put a lot of passion in your fucking work, man. I can cuss on here, right?
Of course. Look, it's a
I'm
good
just
thing-
making sure I can cuss.
It's a good thing we can.
Yeah, because I done already cussed everything. But it's like it's just so much work, man. And it
is.
Time was it was a journey from just it was pulling teeth and yo, can you do this? Can you do that? Can we do this? You were probably the easiest part of that project.
Time really did seem like a big thing because at that time I was recording a lot of people at the house, and no knock on the other people that was recording there. It just seemed like they was doing it because just to do it.
Yeah.
Everybody else putting out an album, fuck it, I'm gonna record an album too. Whereas with Time, it felt like a calculated like album.
Yeah.
It was a reason behind it. It was a reason why things was being done this way and in this order, where for the most part, everybody else was just putting out stuff.
And another thing I noticed is people using transitions now, like a lot nowadays.
Yeah.
And that's something I did the whole Time project was a transition.
Everybody's doing it now.
Yep, Beyonce's newest project is transitions. Everything's a transition to the
See,
next
I haven't
segment.
heard it. So.
It's okay. It's
legit.
Okay. I ain't knocking it. I'm not a big Beyonce fan, but I listen to music.
It's solid.
So it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. It's more women centered. So I can't really relate to a lot of the stuff. But it's great music. It's really great music. So I see the transition thing happening with a lot of artists now, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like, I'm glad I did that back then because because
now it's
like everybody doing it.
Are you satisfied? And I know you're more so on the acting side of things. Are you satisfied with where music is now? Or at this point, you're just so like you're not invested in it that much where it means that much.
I am slightly dissatisfied with the way it's going for a lot of reasons. I feel like it's to a point now where anybody can do it.
Yeah,
like anybody, like the grandmother on the corner can rap and make TikTok and boom bigger than the local artist that's trying his hardest to make music that's genuinely good.
Yeah.
So I'm hating the fact that it's becoming an easy thing now. And that's also a turn off for me with music. It's like we got little kids out here that are making billions from this. And we've been doing this for over 10 years.
And still trying to get up.
Still struggling. It's like that's the only disappointing thing I'm seeing now. It's becoming a watered down genre of hip hop and R&B. Like when it comes to country and all that stuff, you don't see nobody really doing like TikTok challenges with country guitars and stuff. And there's always somebody that's rapping fast or Eminem raps and stuff. And it's like, everybody's like, oh my gosh, they're the greatest. And it's only because little Timmy didn't look like he could rap before. But he got on YouTube and did a bunch of videos that he watched. He watched a bunch of stuff. And now all of a sudden, he's the top rapper.
What do you think about Jack Harlow?
Jack Harlow's not bad. Jack Harlow's kind of been out for a while. I wouldn't say that he's terrible. I like him over Post Malone. I will say that.
I'm going to tell you why I hate Post. I don't like Post and I don't like Machine Gun. And the reason why I felt like they borrowed our culture. And then when they didn't need it anymore, they went on to do what they really wanted to do. Which is, so. And I don't like Harlow because you seen that footage of him having the two black guys carry him so he wouldn't get his.
Look at Pink. Pink is the poster child for that. Look at what she did. Like Pink hated R&B. And she did that jump and killed it when she was out there. Everybody thought she was like, oh, she the new R&B jump. No, she don't. You ain't never hear a lick of R&B from her mouth in like almost 20 years.
She sure. I didn't even think about that. She sure enough did that.
She's one of them too. Like, it's a lot of artists out there like that are, and we can go deeper with that too, but I don't want to touch, because you know how it can be. Like, it can be, we can go to that part of the situation, but it's just a crazy world out here. I'm very disappointed with the way the culture has shifted that, man. Because I really wish that we could go back to a time where things were genuinely like good, and we are, but nobody's paying attention.
It's like we're slowly kind of getting there.
Like,
but it's not in the rate that I would like to see it.
Like, there's rappers out here that I listen to that people probably don't even realize, like Ransom or RJ Payne or even Griselda. Like them, like all those type of genres for me is like brings it back to when I was rapping or when we were all out here in the streets. They give me that hope that like, dang, maybe lyrics won't go away. Maybe bars won't go away. But it's seeming like bars and all that is just, who cares about a bar nowadays as long as you can. You thought I was feeling you? That nigga's a munch. Like, that's all, like, that's what happens nowadays. When we got to that point now, it's just like, all right, man. Like, this is just gimmicky.
It is. But see, you know what? Fun. I used to blame the artist, but I really can't anymore.
It's not the artist.
They're doing exactly what all the kids want to do. So for me, I put it more so on the labels, the radio stations, everybody that's letting them have the outlet.
Yeah.
Which is why I don't know when the last time I took the XXL freshman cover seriously.
It had to have been since probably Cole and them were on there. Like the early 2010s is when the last time I checked on it.
When was it that they when was Kodak on there? 13? Or later? Was it later than that?
Probably 12 or 13. Yeah, 12 or 13. That's the last time when they were on there. Then it's like,
it went
none of them really like, I don't know. It's just like, Man, I do floss. I do mess with a lot of the rappers out here though. Like, I do like a lot of them. I'm not gonna hate on everybody because everybody is kind of dope. Like Glorilla. I do like Glorilla. I like her. Y'all know who Glorilla is, right?
Yeah.
I like her. I like her little ratchet.
She's not the worst. I kind of put her in a category kind of like with Megan Thee Stallion. Like they're as far as being tolerable.
Yeah.
But
Megan is just like, pussy, pussy, That's all Megan is. Gorilla's like on some whole like, I will come keep it up on the G. Like, that's how she flows, and it's like, all right, I can rock with that.
Well, look what happened to Young M.A.
She got into porn, I thought. And now she doing all porn and stuff. Yeah, she do. She's not into porn. She directs it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she directs it. But she won an award for it. One of the best award porns that this year, I think, or either last year.
She pulled a DJ Yella.
Hey, whatever gets the money. If that's a bag and it's a different outlet for her, because she really, Young M.A. is dope. I love her music and stuff, but it's like she won't get the push like that because she's not. Thought I was feeling you. She's not like that. Like, she's not gonna get that. Like, so unless she gets out and be the sexy light skinned girl, she's not gonna win. She's just gonna be a rapping girl. Look at Remy Ma. Remy Ma is one of the most beautifulest black women in the hip hop game, and don't get no shine like that. One of the most beautiful, got bars, don't talk about sex like that, but she gets just no love at all.
Is she signed to anybody right now? Or right now she's not even?
She's still on Terror Squad.
She is?
Yeah, she's still on Terror Squad. Yeah, but it's sad out here, man. Like, the game is so different from what it used to be when we were out here. It's just, it sucks, man. So as far as the scene, I'm disappointed. I'm very disappointed where it could be going, where it probably is going to go, because now corporations have gotten involved with hip hop.
Yeah.
So once it gets to that point, it's not genuine anymore. And
the funny thing is, the people in this generation who says that the old heads are hating on it, 15, 20 years from now, they're going to look at the new shit and say that's trash compared to their generation.
Yep. And
we're going to be like, isn't that funny how everything comes full circle?
Yes. I'm telling you, the game is like, everything is no ideas original, and it comes back. Like, right now, people are on the 80s wave and the 80s stuff now. Like, the whole Bruno Mars weekend, everybody always goes back to that because those were that was the good sound. Mm. After the 90s, it really wasn't too much.
2000 hung around for a little bit. The early part of 2000,
yeah, it hung around. That was still that era where they're still doing that kind of now. Like, Key Glock, that's one of my new favorites. Like, you know what Key Glock is?
What's that?
He's with he's Young Dolph's younger cousin.
Okay.
Him, Duke Deuce.
See, you know
Big
more of these
Moochie.
names than I do.
Like all these people are my favorites right now, and they're like hardcore. Like they're like the Little Johns of our era now, this era now.
What happened to him?
He got commercial. Like I guess. I mean, I haven't heard much from him in a while.
Well, I mean, I guess he didn't. He got checks alone in Lovers and Friends and
Yeah.
So when Yeah came out, he at that point he ain't had to work no more after that.
No, not even that. Love in His Club.
Yeah.
that was way after Yeah. Like boom.
He don't need the money at this point anymore.
Yeah.
You still talking to people in the Juice Crew?
All the time. I haven't seen anybody in a while. I talk to Juice Crew. I'm just up to Juice Crew. I talk to Lick periodically. I talk to BC as much as I try to, because he's
everywhere.
Busy. So I've been trying to get up with him this whole month. Hopefully he'll hit me back, BC. Contact your brother, BC.
I had to struggle to get him in here.
Yeah,
when he pulled up in the yard, I was like, wait, that really is BC pulling up. No, when he showed up at the video shoot, I was like, wait, that can't be BC getting out that van.
BC music first, man. That man is
worldwide.
A legend,
man.
Bro. Him and Lick and like Laro, everybody from the Juice Crew.
Oh man, you took it back with that name. How's Bandolero?
Inf. Bandolero, last I heard from him, I went to the station one time, like about a couple months ago, and I saw him.
He doing all right?
He's doing good, yeah.
Man,
then he got a
names.
real good job and stuff. He's doing a lot. He's still doing music and stuff too.
He is. He's still rapping?
Everything. I'm not sure if he's still rapping or you're not, but I know he did a project. I don't know if you heard it. Did you hear his last project?
I didn't know he was still doing music.
Why didn't nobody? Man, I'm telling you. Yo, that project he had is fire. Like, Laro is definitely slept on when it comes to music, but he doesn't really push himself like that, because he's always been the chill. I just put music out and I just wanted to just do it. That's how he is. So I mean, Laro's who he is, and like, I think who else in the Juice Crew haven't I think I named everybody. Everybody's pretty much working right now. Even Inf. I've chilled with Inf a lot recently.
Man, I ain't got nothing to say about him.
I'll chill with emphasis.
He was supposed to be recording his album here, and I hit him up and I was like, yo, we still doing it? Because I was gonna pick him up. Like, yo, we still doing this? Nah, man, I got to train.
Yeah, he got a lot going on with that. He's making money off of that though, but
he should have told me, man. He should have gave me a heads up.
Man. You never know what'll happen. Whoever comes back from the Juice Crew, Lick, he's now signed to Strange Famous. So I
did hear he was signed.
He's up there with Atmosphere and Mopes and everybody. So he's pretty out there. So he's always, he don't stop. Lick don't stop. That's been the slogan.
That's been his motto from day one.
So that's how he is, man. But music wise, you might get me to come back one day. I might come back into the scene, man.
Give us one more. Give us that Closure album.
I'm thinking about it. Oh, trust me, that has been really thought of and breaking here. I have been thinking about dropping another project. So don't think it has not been on my mind at all, man. I have really, 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 really been thinking about that. Like, mad friends of mine are like, bro, do it. A lot of people around me like, Roger, yo, just do one more.
Don't even think about it. Just one more. Give us one more.
Yeah. Early time. Even
man, I didn't know he was signed to Pyrex Don.
He's not signed to Pyrex Don.
Skrilla said it. He said it during the interview.
Unless I'm putting that on.
Wait, hold on.
Blank that out.
Because I was
not signed up for Pyrex Don.
He was listing off the names, and then
he's joint venture, but he's not signed to Pyrex Don.
See, he told me he was signed, and then when I went on to because I asked him, I was like, "How in the world how did you sign early? Like how did that happen?" And he was like, "Man, moves was made." You know how Skrilla is, man.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not even gonna shit on that because I don't know the whole extent of that. But from what I know, I didn't know that he was. That's my guy. He never told me that. But from what I know, no, he's not signed to him. It's just a joint venture. Okay. But I didn't know that. I mean, I don't know. I mean, they might have talked about something different. But that's not my business. I'm not a rapper anymore. So
you're not a rapper. You're not a rapper yet. Yeah. You're not going back yet. I'm still putting in existence this Closure album. Yeah. Everybody always gotta have the Closure album.
Yeah, definitely. It's coming. I actually have a secret project that I did not put out with 5 tracks that were all produced by Reperton. And I just give it to people that want to hear it. Like I have it on me right now.
Yeah, you gotta let me get a copy.
Oh yeah, I'll send it to you. Matter of fact, I'll send that to you right now as we are speaking. Well, matter of fact, I'll send it after the interview because we still got stuff to talk about.
You have to give me a copy of it. Now, as far as the acting, because I've seen a lot of the stuff that you're in.
We going there.
So
we going there.
I know there's a level of difference between the two because the way I saw it with the rapping, I already seen you doing it. So I knew, like, I seen the talent there. With the acting, I kind of saw the process behind it. Mm-hmm. So between the two, which one would you think, as far as excelling and getting better in each one, which one is the hardest?
To excel,
I'm gonna say the acting is the hardest.
100% the acting. 100%. Because number one, it's new. Like a lot of people, I guess coming from where I'm from the scene that I've been in, people aren't used to seeing actors. So when I tell somebody I'm an actor, they just look at me with this snug nose.
Because they expect, they have a visual expectation of being all on the television.
Yeah, you're supposed to be on big screen, which I've done. You're supposed to be on television, which I've done. It's like all this I've done already, but they think you're supposed to do it 24/7.
Yeah. That's
not how that goes. This is still a new thing in Richmond. It's still a new thing in Virginia. Like, we just started getting serious here like the past few years. So it's people still trying to learn and see that, oh, I can do this too. Shout outs to my guy, I'll Be Anywhere. He told me himself that I'm one of his influences for starting to act. Last time I saw him, I've seen him recently, but last time I saw him in the acting thing, I saw him at the RVA at RIF, Richmond International Film Festival, and he's working for them. So he's been making moves ever since he saw me on set at Homeland, which was one of my first background acting gigs. I was just outside in the cold, and he happened to come through because he was going to work. He was like, "What you doing out here?" And I'm like, "Oh, bro, I'm on set right now." He's like, "Oh, shoot, you acting now?" And when he saw that, he was like, "Damn, if he can do it, I can do it."
Look, I need to get on you for stealing that credit card.
What? Oh,
you know I'm.
Yeah, man. For my man was that actually 2 days ago was the anniversary of that dropping in 2018. So yeah, and on October 8th, 2018 is when that dropped.
So now in those type of projects, because projects like that aren't really storyline driven, it's more documentary kind of. So when you requested to do some type of role like that, how do you even prepare for it? Because there's no story behind it. There's no way to really like gauge what the. So like for documentaries like that, how do you prepare yourself for it? How's it pitched to you?
There was two I did actually, and one I did was the For My Man one, which the court case behind it, Aldrich Lillard and Vanessa Claude. I never really knew about that until I did a little Google research and see who this guy is. I look nothing like this guy, which is odd, but
so they don't tell you up front. You got to go in.
No, I once I got the role, they told me. Okay. But I actually auditioned for something earlier, like for another TV show for that same network, like almost a year before I got the. No, I'm lying. It was almost like 2 or 3 months before I got the audition for the For My Man thing. That I had auditioned for this other guy, and I guess they kept me in profile, and they hit me up and was like, "Hey, you match this character that we want for this next episode. Can you give us an audition?" So I auditioned for them, and they loved it. And they were like, "All right, this is what you're doing, whatever." And I went out to DC, stayed out there for like 2-3 days, and filmed the whole episode.
There's like no nerves when you got to be auditioned, because to me, I'd be terrified
all the time, dog. Like it may seem like this shit is easy, but it's not. Like every day is like getting on stage for the first time again. When you're auditioning for something brand new, because you don't know if people gonna like it, if they're not gonna like it, if you're going to do well, if you're going to mess up on a line, are they going to respect that you mess up on a line or whatever, man? It's hard. It really is hard in this field of acting because you don't know. You can get so many no's, and that's where a lot of people get discouraged. I've gotten more no's in acting than I've done in rap. So that's already one thing in itself. Like, damn, man, I done had a no for this, no for that. But once you get that one no, it's like you just like you're on top of the world, man.
What is the worst experience auditioning? Like, was one of them
audition or worst time I've been on set? Well, I have a rack of those.
I'm gonna combine it. When was that one time where you thought to yourself, "Fuck this, I'm tired of this shit. Fuck it, I'm not doing it no more." Where you came to that to that edge?
I've never came that close to being like, I don't want to do acting ever again.
Mm-hmm.
But I have came across a lot of different people that I have auditioned for and worked with where they were trash and they didn't know what they were doing, or they were so fixated on getting this project done so fast they weren't worried about the quality. So they
was
worried about
rushing it.
everything else besides the quality. Like, all right, let's get this character to do this and do this. And it's like, bro, but we still ain't got the right location. Oh, it's fine. Let's do it here. That's not how that works. It's almost like when you're recording a song and somebody comes in with just the beat. And it's like, all right, bro, where I get the beat from? Oh, just download it from YouTube. Damn, you already know that's a bad sign. Like, oh, this is going to be bad. So you download it from YouTube and then you start recording and the audio goes all off. The dude's rapping some trash lyrics. And you're like, all right, bro. All right, that's how I feel on set sometimes when people are unorganized. Like,
you don't just walk. Well, I guess you can't walk away from it.
I can't.
Because
like unless it's something that really. I've never walked off of a set. I came close, but I've never completely walked off of a set because that's just not in me. I'm always one of those go to the end people, and walking off a set for me would just make me feel like I'm failing myself.
It doesn't affect the acting though. Like if you see a situation where it's like this shit is pissing me off, it doesn't like affect the acting.
I'm gonna say something, and I know actors or people might feel some type of way about it.
He's gonna be the only time.
It's gonna be the only time I'm gonna look at the camera.
Okay.
I make film projects look good.
You taking a shot at somebody, ain't you?
No, I'm not taking no shots. I'm just saying that's what I do. Like I bring this shit, dog. Like when I'm on set, if you got me on a set, I'm bringing that shit. Like I'm out here, I'm trying to make a fucking box office hit off of nothing. I don't care if it's not gonna be in the box office.
You trying to be a Marvel regular.
I don't even want to, honestly, dude, that was my goal when I first started acting. I wanted to be a Marvel, but after seeing everything, it's like, damn, I just like acting. It ain't even that I want to be in Marvel now. Like, cause what I wanted to do with Marvel, my idol is gone. Chadwick Boseman passed, man. I cried my eyes out that day because that's the person that I really wanted to be on set with. Like,
did you see the footage when the lady had asked him something about Black Panther 2 and he said he wasn't gonna be there?
Yeah.
Man.
That hits you. It hits you different, man, because you never know if you're gonna be here.
It's like he knew, but it was like he still tried to just like live every day normally, even though in the back of his mind he know that day is coming.
I don't even think that he knew for real. I think he had an idea that it's a possibility, but until that last year before, he was working hard, dude. Like this man did Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, The Five Bloods, Marshall, 12 Bridges, I think it was called. All these films to give people Black Panther, all the Black Panther stuff, all before he died. He gave people all. We never knew until the day he died. Until what scared me was seeing him that time promoting the Jackie Robinson Day. And he was super sickly looking and skinny. And I'm like, all right. That's
Something's
scary
wrong.
looking. But I was thinking like, all right, because he was working for Yasuki, which is supposed to be the Black Samurai film that was supposed to be coming out.
So
with
you
him
thinking
starring.
maybe he just overworked?
I was thinking like, dang, maybe he's just like slimming down for the role because he's supposed to play like a samurai becoming this. No, he was genuinely sick with colon cancer. And people called him Crack Panther and all types of dumbass names and stuff. And it's like, bro, y'all don't even know. Like I knew I was not going to make fun of that man. That's one of my idols. I was like, yo, something's wrong. But I'm just going to let him. He's an actor. He knows what he's doing. And then he passes away.
Are you happy with what they're going to do with Black Panther 2?
I mean,
what else could you have done?
I mean, what else could you have done? I'm hearing a lot of stuff. I don't want to put out spoilers because I'm all in the lore. So I know everything. But it's a lot that's going to happen with this film. And I don't know if people are going to like it, but it's what they can do with what they got. Like, that's what I mean. What you going to do? You going to recast them this soon? That's not going to happen.
So they had the script completed before he passed.
Yep.
So then they had to go back.
Redo the whole thing. That's why it was supposed to come out like last year, the end of last year when the film was supposed to come out.
It's going to make a boatload.
It's going to make a lot of money. But from what I'm hearing, it's going to be a lot of hate too. Because people are already hating on the Marvel Universe right now. They're already calling She-Hulk. They're saying it's the MCU. Instead of calling it the MCU, because they're saying there's so many girls now leading. But I'm like, do y'all read the freaking comics? Like, the comics literally, like, have y'all seen She-Hulk?
I'm going to tell you the only thing I don't like about She-Hulk.
I love it. I love it.
The CGI on her looks weird. from a storyline and from an overall, like, the story and the concept behind it, I can get with. But it's something the CGI's got this strange look to her.
I get it.
That I can't. It's almost like when you watch most Marvel films, they know how to blur the line between what's real and what's made up so well because it's just done so perfectly. And I don't know if this would be just because it's a sitcom or just because if it's just like not a movie, but it just seems like the CGI in this is like, okay, yeah, I can tell that's. But other than that, that's the only flaw I have with it.
I love it, man. It's a great show, and it has so many obscure things. Like, I had to look back at the characters that they were bringing in. I'm like, oh, these are really characters in the comics. Like, Frogman is a character in the comics.
So you thought it was just making up random.
Yeah, it's great because it's like, man, it makes people really dive into the whole thing and be like, yo, this character was actually fighting Daredevil at one point. Like, these are actually real characters. And I love that.
Marvel is kicking DC's
now,
ass.
Have you seen Werewolf by Night yet?
I haven't.
Oh, my. Yo, you messing up. Go watch. When I leave here, go watch Werewolf by Night. That junk, y'all are gonna love it. It's so dope, man. Like, it's one of the most violent, like, MCU things I've seen. It's like, wow, I didn't know they were gonna let this go this far. Like, it's really, really violent.
It's on what, Netflix?
It's on Disney Plus.
Disney Plus, okay.
And it's really good, man. It's really, really good. It's a Marvel film. It's MCU.
Well, why is DC falling off so bad?
Because they trash. Because they can't get their stuff together.
Like, but I feel like they have opportunity. You had opportunities with Batman versus Superman. That could have been huge.
I was in Wonder Woman 2 and was confused. Like, I was like, what's going on here?
2018?
Yeah, I did that film. I was just like, what the heck is going on? I guess. So I was just there. I played one of the soldiers, but I was just wondering what the heck was going on. Gal Gadot is she is beautiful. But
whose idea was, so is it supposed to be, are they calling it 2018 because it's supposed to be based off of the original movie that came out like in the 70s, 80s?
Oh, you talking about the Wonder Woman film?
Yeah,
84. Oh no, it was based in 84, so that's why the film was like that. And I love this. Oh man, I wouldn't trade that in for the world, man. Being on set was one of the best experiences I've had on set. It was so fun, man, because we were in the Landmark Mall, which is like near Tyson's Corner and stuff, and it was abandoned.
Oh, they did it in Virginia.
Yeah, this is all shot in Landmark Mall. Like, so all the mall scenes you see in it are from that place in Virginia. And it was so dope because they made the mall like the 80s. So we're walking around the mall and it's like all the stores are like 80s stores. And like they had like retro stuff there. So they had an arcade up in there with all retro games. And we were just like, yo, this is dope.
That had to take a lot of work.
It was a lot for them. But I had a blast, man. I did 3 days on there. I did 2 of the hardest days, which was that Father's Day weekend in 2018. And I did a pickup for like, I think I had to run or something. And I had to wear the Army uniform, but I did that. And that was the 3 days I did. And I had some of the most fun I've ever had on set ever.
What's the hardest part of doing these movies?
The directors, and if they are together. If the directors have they shit together, it's always great, man. It's always great for a director to really like hone in on their craft and know like, all right, I'm looking at this from the actor's point of view. I'm looking at this from the cameraman's point of view. Speaking of, we can talk about that. I've done my own films. So I've had Daughter. Daughter was done.
I heard about that.
Sasha Wakefield and Monet Allen.
How did that even come together? Because I knew you was acting at that point, but I had no idea you was actually writing films.
Yeah. Daughter started with it just started as an idea one day. Excuse me. I was at a show one day for Early Time. And early time gang, slow down. That's my brother. But I was at a show for him one day, and I saw this girl just taking pictures and stuff. And I'm like, I'm always curious to see who are the people in the city that are photographers and videographers, because you never know one day you'll work with them. So ended up seeing her. We were leaving at the same time.
You walked up, he's like, yo, I'm RT, baby.
Let me tell you how funny this is, right? So it was her and her boyfriend. So I'm walking up to her and I'm like, hey, how you doing? Like, my name's Roger Tyler, whatever. Like, you might have heard of me. Like, some people, like, she's like, no, I haven't heard of you, whatever. I'm like, dang. But I get it because I haven't rapped in a while. So I'm naming all people like, yeah, you heard of this person. I named up Black Liquid. And she was like, I'm like, who doesn't know who Black Liquid is in some type of capacity? And she was like, no, I've never heard of him. And I'm like, wait, how old are you? And she said, oh, I'm 18.
That's
I was like, wow, you was a baby. You're old enough to be my daughter. Bing, 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 bing. So that was kind of the key thing in foresight. So we were just talking, we exchanged information and stuff, and then she hit me up like I think a week or so later and was like, hey, I want to try to do a film or something with it. I want to try to get into acting. That's when bing, 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 you're old enough to be my daughter came back into my brain. I'm like, oh, yes. So I wrote a film in like 2 or 3 weeks, wrote it up, and I showed it to her. I was like, hey, you like this? She was like, yeah. I'm like, let's start shooting it. So we started shooting. The first day was terrible, man, because I was shooting the window. It's at the window scene. So it's the scene where me and her are at the window. I had somebody that was supposed to come help that day. He kind of discouraged me, like just didn't show up, didn't answer the phone or anything, and it made the whole production just fall short. So we trying to film. It was only me, Monet, which is also my daughter in the film, and the videographer.
So she's trying to shoot footage too.
She has to shoot and play my daughter. So we only have 3 of us, and then the makeup girl, Mom Patrice. I love you, Patrice. She's amazing. If y'all ever need MUA, go to Patrice. It was just us 3. So Patrice had to hold the camera mic, and we had to put the camera on a tripod and try to shoot, and it was not working. So the whole day was just going down and down and down and down. It was getting darker and darker and darker. So all that footage was wasted. That next day, I had to cut my hair for the younger me parts. So I had to wait another 3.5 months to grow my hair back out because I couldn't just stop production like that. So that happened, and that really made me see a lot of things about who I have to depend on in this acting film.
Have you ever heard from that guy since?
Not to this sense. And I'm not gonna pop this or whatever, man, but he know what's up. Like, he know, like, and that's supposed to be one of my guys. Like, I was one of my best friends. Like, and it hurt a lot. Like, it hurt a whole lot to have to depend on people. So that's why I kind of don't really work with people in this whole acting field unless they actually are actors.
Because they know what to expect and what's required.
Exactly. I'll never do that again. That was a big mistake of mine is hiring people that are friends or family because they don't get how serious this can be. I lost over $500 that day because of that. I had to pay the MUA. Man. I had to pay for food. I had to pay for transportation. All this I had to pay for out of pocket because he didn't show up. And that's how detrimental things can be when you're on these sets, man. You can lose a lot of money, dog.
You watch, he gonna pop up someday.
One day. And the thing is, he would have had so much of a big credit on Daughter, man, that he would have been probably co-directing. And he's been telling me, let me not go there. Let me keep him off of here. Let me stop because I know I'll get crazy with things. But yeah, I just ruined my day with that. But I've done that, which you can watch that film now at www.daughtertheshortfilm.com, exclusively on a Mamu group page, Mamu streaming sites. It's dope. We got a whole streaming site. We just put on Simpleton, which is a really dope series. Y'all would love Simpleton. It's funny as hell.
What's the concept?
Simpleton is my guy Greg Selden's series, and he stars a guy that's basically going through life, but it's on a simp way. So he's going through a whole bunch of simp shit, and it's funny as hell. Everywhere I watched it, people would die laughing. We had a thing in April called Good Film Fridays where we premiered that and my daughter and another film, a couple other films from other directors. And that film had the whole theater crying, laughing. That series, it's a series. And I think it's like 6 or 8 episodes. So he's still filming it. He's done his 2nd episode. They just premiered that recently. So check out that. Simpleton is one of those things. And now the horror film for all you Halloween people, Sutherland from Corbin Rao.
I didn't know he was doing horror.
Yeah, it's not me. This is all my people that are on the Mamu group page by my manager, Patrick Mamu. He is one of the dopest people I've met. Cool, a little crazy at times.
See, that's when you know you big, when you can say your manager.
Yeah, he's dope, man. He's really dope. He does a lot for me.
I'm going to call you Hollywood RT.
Hey, man, he does a lot for me, man. Like, in a lot of ways. Like, I love that man. He does a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff, and he did a lot with Daughter, and we also have another film called Together. That's www.togetherthefilm.com. You can watch that. That one is funny. It's not funny. It's a drama. But it's some things that happen. I play a husband that's getting cheated on by his wife. And it gets crazy.
I heard there's a surprise twist in it.
It's a very surprise twist in it. Take a sip on that one.
So now the manager that you have, is there times where he's like, you know what? This role is not worth your time? Or does he, for the most part, want you to do as much stuff as possible?
He's been actually directing a lot lately. We just finished a film in July called Summer Shower Solitude. And I'm guaranteeing y'all that is probably some of my best acting work I've ever done in my life.
How do you find the time to even memorize all this stuff?
Man, I'm telling you, that film was a journey. It took a lot, man. That film took so much out of me because it's about a breakup and 7 stages of depression. So at that time, I just got out of a relationship. And I was going through it like deeply because I really, really loved this woman. And she let me go just like that. And so
do we know this one?
You probably seen her. I will say that y'all definitely seen her if you've been on my social media and stuff. You've seen her. It was probably the last girl you've seen me visually with.
The last girl I remember was when you were staying over in
Quartermill.
Yeah.
Oh no, Dee Dee, man. That's Dee Dee, man. Y'all met Dee Dee, man. Dee Dee's I have communicated with Dee Dee recently. She's a sweetheart, man. We just didn't things just go. You know how it be, man.
There was no hard feelings.
Yeah, no hard feelings at all with that, man. She's doing good now. That's all I can say. She's doing really good now.
Well,
but that wasn't the one I was talking about. But I don't want one after her. Yeah, you seen her. Yeah, her.
Didn't you post a picture of her?
A couple times. Yeah. She left me for her punk ass ex. You know what? I'm sipping.
Why is that always the thing?
I'm about to like this right now because we about to get into it right now with that shit.
Why is that always the thing? They always leave for the ex.
I don't know, man. But this world is becoming more like that because of social media, man. It makes it easy, man. One thing I told her a lot was to stop communicating with this guy. I know that's your ex. I know y'all had a thing or whatever, and I know he's a simp. So he was very he's like that type of simp. So I know that she didn't want to break him off, and what I thought that she didn't want to just like break him off completely like that. But no, she still loved him because she can control him. And a lot of these women out here want a man they can control, and it's not gonna work if he's like that because you're gonna eventually get bored with him. You'll get bored with a man like that. A man is always saying yes to you. You actually have to have some type of balance in relationships, in my opinion. You have to have a balance.
In other words, give and take.
Exactly. And it's not even a give and take thing. It's a give and get.
I'm trying to remember this girl.
I ain't gonna put her name out there because it ain't worth it. But I've said it already. Already in this interview, I've said it. I got a film y'all coming out called Summer Shower Solitude.
So now what is Hybrid? Because that Hybrid was one of the first ones I saw that you was advertised, that you was promoting.
Speaking of Hybrid, y'all, whoa, some good shit. Y'all cop those tickets, man, for Ashland Theater on November 6th. We have a whole premiere for the first and the second episode of Hybrid. The tickets are only $5. Y'all should definitely come out and support. It's by Ron Cromartie. This film is a series, actually. It's not even a film. It's based on just a lot of nuances within trying to find yourself or things go wrong in life. Like if something, let's say you lose your memory, which this guy has, this guy Hybrid, played by Terrell McCammon. He loses everything. He doesn't know what's going on with his life, what's happening. And there's so many nuances happening with him that he's like, all right, am I supposed to be here? Who am I? And he's dealing with this place called the Syntec Corporation, which are like a whole corporation of just...
Who wrote it?
Ron Cromartie.
Oh, he did write it.
Ron Cromartie, he wrote it. I wrote it and directing. And it's a lot of multiversal things, I will say. You will say. I'm not going to put out what's going to happen, but it's really dope. The next few episodes, I will say, y'all, are like...
Wait, so Hybrid is not a one and done. That's like a series.
It's a series. We just finished the second episode.
I did not know that.
The first episode is the one that a lot of people are like, yo, that's the one I'm in a lot. I play a guy named Mr. Black.
So now are you thinking about potentially trying to pitch these to Netflix or
Hulu? Right now, we're just independent. Like I said, we're Virginia. It's just starting here. The whole movement of the acting stuff is just starting to pick up. So people are starting to notice, that you can do that here. Yes, you can. You can act here. It's perfect. Like, cause we're not a California. We're not in New York. We're not in Atlanta. So anybody that's really making moves here are kind of like the point stars here. like people that are actually doing things in the DMV and surrounding areas. Like I can name off a lot of actors that are dope, man. Like Joshua Shipman is one of my he's a really, really great acting friends, or somebody that I follow. I don't know if I would say a friend or not, because he's an acting friend, because I don't get to talk to him often, but he's somebody that has inspired me so much in this acting world that I'm like, man, like from when I first started, I was like, he was already doing it. And he's a black man from North Carolina, like just making moves, bro. And that inspired me to go further. Him, Cherie McCain, she's one of the dopest actresses in Baltimore, Maryland, and she's ongoing. She's just doing so much with her career. It's so many. Michael Patterson. It's a lot of black actors here, and there's a lot of white actors too. But I really want to shine a light on the black actors, because we don't, and a lot of them are great, man. Like Paris Watkins, who are all the people I've worked with. Who's in LA right now? Sasha Wakefield. She's in Atlanta right now. She was in Daughter and played Chloe. Like, it's just so many dope black actors in the city that are doing things, man. I'll Be Anywhere, Norman Washington. Like, I'm one of the people that got him started. Reperton is now even jumping into the field of acting, which is crazy. That's my little bro. And it feels good, man. It feels good to see people like me. I always want to see people that look like me go like to that extent, man. Because I remember being a kid, not seeing too many black superheroes or main actors that I'm like, I can look up to, besides the comical ones. Now we got serious roles.
What did
Chadwick Boseman, like?
What did Jada said? Why Halle had let a white man pop her to get an Oscar? Why Denzel had to be crooked before he took it?
Oh, I'm telling you, man, that's some of the truest shit. Like, I'm glad now we're getting more recognition for things that we're doing, but that aren't negative. Because it used to be really negative things that we used to be out here for, like. But now we're getting like awards for Abbott Elementary, which I love. That. Have y'all seen Abbott Elementary?
I heard that was good.
Have you seen Abbott Elementary? What? You have to. Yo, Lauren, you are in this field. You should be watching Abbott Elementary like faithfully. That show is one of the funniest shows I've ever seen in my life. If you like The Office, you'll love Abbott Elementary. I heard
it was really good.
It is so good. Like, it's so funny. And Sheryl Lee Ralph, we all grew up on Sheryl Lee Ralph. She's a gem. And she's won an award for this show. Like, oh my gosh, this show is so funny, man.
That's when Jimmy did the stupid shit. Who was it that laid there? That's when Jimmy Kimmel?
Jimmy Fallon. Yeah, he did that lay on the floor thing. But I get it now, because that was her friend and he was there from her since day one. So I get it. He wasn't trying to take the shine from her. Nothing. He was just being stupid, and it got a little bit too far. Like, we've all been there where we thought we were being funny and it just got too far. It's like, I get it.
So I gotta ask this, because I always watch when I'm watching actors, and it's always come across my mind. And I'm hoping this is not a dumb question, but this is a legit serious question. Every time I see this when people are acting, so when they're doing these emotional parts where they're actually crying and showing emotion. Are you actually thinking about what's happening on that scene, or are you thinking of some other shit in your life or something personally to enhance that emotion?
Oh, that's a great question.
Because I feel like if you know you're acting, it's hard to just watch what's going on and be able to like shed tears.
Well, going back to the last film I did, Summer Shower Solitude. That film was about a breakup. Perfect timing. I was dealing with a breakup at the time. And so me being into that mode put me in the mode of method acting this character. I played a character named Blake Thomas. And it's like everything he was going through was to the extreme of what I'm doing. I'm not going to say too much of what I did, because the film is wild. I did some things that I went so vulnerable with it at the time that certain scenes I was doing, it felt too real. So I cried a lot. In this whole film, I cried a lot. It's probably this is going to be the best film that y'all are ever going to see me do.
So it almost feels like the part almost, I don't want to say the part consumed you, but it did. It overtook you in a way.
It did, man. To the point where literally, because we were, how can I say this? Like, it was so strenuous on that set, man. Like, my manager Pat, which is also the director, he put me through the ringer for this, man.
Did he know the background about what was going on?
My life, he knew. That's kind of how we got the idea of doing this.
He had a plan.
He knew. He knew. Which man, I love you for that, man, because it definitely was a coping mechanism for me. I went through it all, man. Those 2 weeks, from like even things during the set filming of it, just it'll come out one day. But a lot of things that happened during that filming, it was so many nuances. We had things from everything, man, even from the Roe versus Wade thing that happened during that period. So that was a heavy period for a lot of the women on our set. And it was just, it's a lot that happened, man. And I had to take a whole month off of everything after that film, because I was in so much mental pain and mental strain from that, man. It hurt. Like, it hurt. It was times when he played Cut, I would be still crying because it hurt so bad just to go back to, I'm still scary. Fresh in a breakup. Literally on the set, one of the times I got a text from the girl apologizing. And that was the date I did the hardest scene because it hurt so bad for you.
Did you get the text before or after you did the scene?
Before.
Oh.
So it was more ammo for me to be mad and angry and upset. And
so you're not really thinking about what's going on as far as the scene. You're more so kind of combining two issues that are going on. The real life situation and the scene that's going on in front of you.
Yes. That's method acting. Method acting is coming from a real place or trying to make it come from a real place. So a lot of it was coming from a real place, but like I said, it was to an extreme because this character, I could put the emotions that I had plus what this character's going through into one thing and just let it all out. That's why I loved doing it, because it made me feel like I felt the pain in this character, and it felt so good and so bad at the same time that I had to take a month off, and now I'm over it.
So I was about to ask that, like, do you get concerned that whatever part that you're playing, if it's something that is too close to home and you've gotten to the point where you've gotten over it, that the scene itself opens shit back up and then you got to heal all over again?
That's the scary thing, because it's not even done yet. We're still.
It's not done.
It's done filming, but they're still editing, post-production, all that. So it doesn't come out until next year.
So, but when you see it, you know there's potential that it's going to,
dog. If this doesn't win awards, I'll quit acting. I'm on my Adam Sandler shit with that right now. Like, this has to win awards. Like, I really put my whole foot into this film. Like, emotionally, this is from every aspect of what I did to this. Like, and I'm patting myself on the back for this, because I had to be in shambles at one point and then reverse it and go to the clean cut. I'm smooth, suave me. And it was a transition. And just like I said, dealing with things that were on set and off set, it was tough, man.
Are you worried about watching the film and feeling like some of that can re-enter? I don't want to say re-enter your life, but are you concerned that seeing that footage can somehow bring back experiences that you may not want?
Yes, I am. Just because at that time in my life, I was, like I said, dealing with that breakup hurt. It really does help though, to heal. I know with daughter, this past December, I lost my grandmother. So, like, losing that, man, that rock of your family, that's the last grandparent I have on that side. So my grandfather I lost years ago, and on her birthday, my grandfather had passed away. So that's like a double whammy sometimes, but this will be the first year where I'm a whole year with her gone. And I was dealing with daughter at the time. So I'm working on daughter on top of dealing with my grandmother's death.
That's a lot to juggle.
It's a lot, man. It's a lot. And I can't tell you how many times I've cried and just gotten really depressed. And it sucks because I think that kind of bled into the relationship I was in, because that person didn't know how to handle a man, let alone a black man, dealing with the death of his grandmother. A lot of people don't realize with us, our grandparents are like our mothers. You know? Yeah. That's like our mothers, our grandfathers, it's our fathers. So when they're gone, that's just as bad as losing your own mother. And of course, she wasn't of the ethnicity of me, and I don't think she had family that was that close.
So she took it as you grieve and then you move on.
It was a lot of of things involved in that where I wasn't grieving good. I was taking it out on substances. I was taking it out on sex. I was taking it out on just everything else besides just actually grieving. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't right. It wasn't good for me. It wasn't healthy at all. So
it was a temporary fix.
Yeah, it was a temporary fix, man. And it didn't feel good to kind of like think that was going to be
the healing that was going to,
man, because it didn't heal me at all. It hurt me a lot.
How involved was your grandmother in your acting?
Very, man. Very. Like she I'm just proud to say that I was actually able to have her see me on TV before she passed. Because it made her so proud to see me. Even though I was playing a killer on For My Man, it was like, whoa, that's my grandson. Let alone
the credit cards.
Yeah, and the commercials. Like, that's what really made her happy, because some of her church ladies would call her like, did I see Manny on TV? That's Manny on TV. Oh, lit. And I'm dancing and stuff on TV. The Mac commercial. Yeah, so I did the auto connection commercial. Everybody was laughing off.
Did you play in that dance?
I'm gonna tell you this quick story behind it, the TDLR version of that. So I was on set all day for that junk. I'm sitting there like bored, man, to the point like, yo, I don't think they're gonna use me. I think I'm just gonna get paid for today, and I'm gonna end up going home. They finally called me on set, and they're like, all right, you're gonna play one of the workers. I don't think they were even planning this. They weren't even planning it. They were like, you know what? Just sit there and y'all just talk, whatever. So there was this rock band that was playing. We're supposed to just dance, whatever, like that. But when they started dancing the first time, I started doing this wild, stupid dance. And the director, I didn't know he was looking at me. And he was like, yes, do that right there. And I'm like, okay. So I do it, and on the set, and 70 takes later, and me almost throwing up, they loved it. And that made the commercial. So you never know, like, as any actor, man, I'll tell any actor that's doing background work or whatever, you never know who's watching or who wants to really do what, because that was so unexpected to do that day. It was like, oh shit. Like this, and I'm literally about to throw up because I did it so many times, dog. Y'all saw it. I was wilding. So for my grandma to see something like that and people be like, yo, like, that's your grandson, that made me feel really proud, man. So I know even in heaven, she's looking down like, keep going, man. Keep going. Keep going.
That's the way to look at it. Well, how can anybody get a hold of you if they need you? I'm sure, because right now, you wait. We're gonna make him hit that pipe.
Oh, we're going again.
Like, seriously.
This is the first interview that I've actually smoked on camera. It's like Smoke Champs almost.
Yeah, like we try to make it as authentic as possible.
Virginia, it's legal. So if you do try to bash me for it, it's legal. It's a gift.
I encourage anybody who has never smoked before to try it at least one time.
Just once. And it doesn't kill you. Like, I would rather people be out here smoking than drinking.
Yeah.
Because, like, you literally can kill somebody drinking 3 beers, 1 beer, 2 beers, driving.
I've seen.
You smoke a blunt or two, you're going to be slow as fuck on the road. You're going to be driving at 30 miles per hour, paying attention to everything. Every single thing out here.
Yo, I had a guy come up in here, and he was recording. He was recording spoken word, and we had these edible gummies. And you're supposed to only really take one. One will have you feeling. He tried to show off. He took 2.
Oh man!
So he's trying to record the song. He's like, Kev, I can't do it. Like, I can't do it anymore. Like, I'm done. And he doesn't. The only thing he remembers about driving home was his truck sitting on top of a UFO. And the UFO took him home. That's what
that is the magic.
He's like, man, all I know is I was sitting on this UFO and the UFO just guided me home. Like, that's all I remember.
That's the magic of marijuana. Yes, I'm back to that subject, the marijuana subject. I mean, smoking is like, honestly, a good creative tool for most creatives. As better than heroin that I've seen a lot of our greats take. It's better than coke, crack. Like, a lot of our greats have been on those things, and I'm just gonna be one of those greats that smoke weed. I'm sorry, like, that's just what I do.
You ain't gotta apologize.
I'm not apologize. I'm telling them, like, this is what I'm gonna do. Like, I'm sorry, like, it's just what I do, and I'm waiting for it to the point when jobs actually don't test for it. So a lot of jobs don't even test for that no more.
My question has always been, if you somebody who went in jail, was arrested for it, before the rules changed. What happens to you now that you're in jail?
I think it's still because the rules were at that time. It still matters.
That's messed up.
It sucks. It sucks. But I think that's how they've been taking a lot of states have been taking it lately, and it sucks because that sucks. Like, damn, man. Like, I only went to jail for an ounce, and I've been doing here like 15 years for that shit. But I really do hope they find a law or something to combat that, because that's what everybody's fighting for right now.
They just need to just fully legalize it and just tax it the way that they do liquor.
Yeah.
That's all you got. I mean, then you don't have to worry about people selling it illegally.
Yep.
You can make money off of taxing it. Most people might switch over that instead of switching to alcohol and killing themselves. So it's a lot of like value in it. I don't know why they just hesitating so much to like make a legit plan here in Virginia. Like a
You want to know why? Because it makes money for people that look like me and you.
That's true.
And that's one of the reasons why it's hard to be taxed. It's the drug that is mainly for me and you. You usually see, why those people, all they do is smoke weed all day, y'all. Y'all do crack, coke, and meth. Like, I would rather smoke weed all day. The fuck? Like, that's the shit I be tired of. Like, those type of people. We know who those type of people. Like, nah, man, don't be bashing me for weed and your teeth falling out your mouth. Like, shut up. Like, I'm telling you, man, like, I'm sad for people that are on those drugs. I don't know how you can get on those drugs. I'm not even bashing people that are addicts, because I love anybody that's trying to get off of it. But how the fuck does your friend come up to you and be like, hey, you want to smoke this meth? And you're like, yeah. Like, I just couldn't do it, man. Like, it's just not my thing. Maybe I've not been in those type of situations. Maybe I'm just not around that, and I've never hoped to God I never get there, but I can't see how that you can want to do a drug like that. I just can't. Weed is just weed, man. Like, it's from the earth. God put this here for me and you.
Weed is beautiful. Weed is super beautiful. What's the social media tags to get to you?
Everything is actor Roger Tyler. So ACTORROGERTYLER. Actor Roger Tyler, everything.
I told you I'm gonna start calling you Hollywood RT. Well, look, man, I appreciate you for coming on. You know this ain't gonna be the last time.
Oh, not at all.
We got to do an update show.
This is fun, man. This is really, really fun. Like, this is a very clean, smooth cut interview. Man, very clean, very smooth, man.
Nah, you wait till we give them that pipe when we get up there.
Pause.
Yeah.
Hey, wait.
Yeah, the bowl.
Yeah, the bowl.
Wait till we give them the bowl. I don't know why I started
that could have went out.
I don't know why I started.
People would have been like, whoa now.
Well, man, look, I appreciate you for coming by. We're gonna do this again, man.
Definitely
gonna do this again. It's been the Kevolution. Y'all be easy till the next one.
Yes.
Some life for my mission. Back in the days, body bags, I would zip them. Toe tags, I would rip them. 5 projects since 2010 that I've given.
Nah, bring that back, Auntie. Come on.
I wish a rapper would, like a black tip. Get smacked